What's up with your boy Jay-Z? That's first off. We just watched the Grammys, and there's a lot of people going off. Like, and there's one thing with that. I'm not digging. You see where women, black women in particular, say their man don't support them, he don't protect them. But then when he got up there speaking on Beyonce, which is his wife, they say, "Oh, he should have sit down. He shouldn't have said nothing." We can't win for losing. Like, what's going on?
You can't win for losing, but here's my thing, bro. Kanye did this 10 years ago.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he stood up for her behalf and snatched that Grammy out of Taylor Swift's hands.
Yeah.
And nothing was said about Jay-Z then. You know?
Yeah.
Why 10 years later you feel like you need to stand up before the Super Bowl and do something like that?
You think it was like some type of devious marketing tool or something?
I don't know if it was marketing, but there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, right? Now, obviously, okay, she's won the most Grammys. Okay, we'll give her that. And for her not to have Album of the Year, okay, fine. But there's something going on behind the scenes as to why she isn't getting Album of the Year. I don't know what it is, but he was like, you know what, enough's enough.
Yeah.
You know, how can somebody win the most but not get the one important?
That's what I'm saying. How can you win the most, you have the most influence, and not get the actual Grammy for the best album? Because she done got plenty of them, like you said.
Yeah, she's got plenty of them. So, I mean, I feel like you're right. The man stood up for his wife. He didn't slap nobody like Will Smith. You know what I mean? So he went up there, say what he had to say, and got on off, you know. Now, did you see the meme where he had the Grammy, supposedly drinking some alcohol at the Grammy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's a bug out. And I got to say this. He do look like a Simpson character. He looked like a straight up Simpson character, yo.
Old boy from like from the little fake 7-Eleven store.
Because that meme, he got on like that Candyman coat.
Oh, yeah,
that Candyman was wearing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, word. Jay-Z's a bug out for that. But nah, I do applaud him for saying what he said. I mean, and saying how he feels and how everybody else feels. Everybody knows it's something with that.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be something with it. I mean, there's no way around it. It's like, how can you have Taylor Swift get it multiple times? I think, four times? She's gotten it 4 times. And Beyonce don't get it once?
Well,
I mean.
Well, you know, she don't got the connection for the complexion. That definitely always plays a role.
Are we going there?
We have to. We have to. That play a role.
It does. It does play a role, and that's the sad part about it. Like we starting to get to know each other. And we have these discussions about how we're treated different anyway.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether you're a millionaire, billionaire, whatever the case may be. Like at the end of the day, if they not vibing with you like that, then they're gonna give you your props to a point.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that right here live and in color.
And not only that, it could be a bunch of jealousy. She's highly talented, probably more talented than the rest of the nominees. That was in the same categories as her. Not probably, she is. Let's just keep it real. All around, she's more talented than any of the other artists. No disrespect to them, but Beyonce is more talented than them.
Absolutely.
So it can definitely. I always look at it as jealousy.
Yeah.
That's what I just.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know anything about behind the scenes. So when it comes to nominating the artists for Grammys and stuff, how does that process work? I'm really not in that world like that. It'd be on like is it peer based? Is it based on like producers backstage? I mean, how does that go? You know what I mean?
Group of people like the committee.
Okay.
From my understanding, I need to look into that, but I think it's the committee, and they basically vote on that. You know, for years and years they haven't televised the hip hop except for the 50th year. last year. So they've been doing. You remember Will Smith being the first rapper to win a Grammy,
Okay.
and they boycotted. I remember Jay-Z boycotting because DMX wasn't nominated.
I remember that.
So it just goes to show you we have to get our own things instead of we kind of seem crazy to keep complaining every year about the Grammys.
Yeah, well, we're
Why
always
not
complaining
build
about it's the
Why not
Grammys.
build our own?
You're right. I mean, well, here's my thing. So if you look at a LeBron James, a Jay-Z, a Rick Ross, these dudes got money,
Yeah,
right? Not saying they got to sit back and carry all black people, but they can at least like start the foundation and be like, hey, you know what? Here's $100 million. Let's go ahead and start this thing right here and get it off the ground. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So here's what I got on the Grammy winners. They're chosen by the musicians, producers, and engineers who make up the Recording Academy.
Okay.
So the group works to diversify its membership in recent years to involve more women and people of color.
That's always a trick. People of color is always a trick bag. Like, basically, it ain't gonna be no black people.
Well,
And if it is black people, it's gonna be like black people that's trying to undermine African Americans. So they'll have like Africans, certain Caribbeans, things like that. But it's not gonna be no foundational black Americans
right. Yeah.
on that committee or academy, whatever
Whatever
they
the case
call
is,
it.
yeah. So, I'm always curious to how these things work anyways. You know, when I would look at these award shows, like how do they go about this process? Because every year you hear about a movie or a song or
They
whatever.
need to bring back the Source Awards. That's what I used to love. Bring back them Source Awards.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Monumental things happened at the Source Awards.
Yeah.
Suge Knight scared the whole industry. Outkast and them said the South got something to say. A lot of things came from the Source Awards. We need to bring that back, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or at least the Soul Train Awards. Does that still get televised? The Soul Train Awards? I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, a lot of these things, man. Like, so once BET got bought that last time,
Yes.
you know, it seemed like that was the tide turning. You know what I mean? To where we started like losing these different things. You know, we thought we lost the BET network. We ended up, the Source Awards going away. Soul Train Awards, you don't hear much about that anymore. Like, Don Cornelius died, but that don't mean nothing. But guess what? Every year they got that, what was it, Dick's Rockin' New Year's Eve. They kept that going, even though he passed, you know what I'm saying? So why did they keep their stuff going? But, you know.
I think I was reading up somewhere. I could be wrong. But in the comments, y'all fact check me. I think Nick Cannon had purchased the rights for the Soul Train Awards. I could be wrong, but like I said, y'all out there on YouTube, y'all please fact check me on that one. Hopefully he can bring it back. I think he did it a few years ago, and I think it was last year. I might have, or the year before that, I might have watched the Soul Train Awards, and it was pretty dope. It's pretty dope. But like, yeah, we gotta hold these things in high regard like we do the Grammys. The Grammys shit on us every year. But we put it so high up. We need to make our own, or whatever existing ones we have, award shows, and put them on pedestals.
Okay. So looking at the Soul Train Awards, it is still around.
Yes, sir.
I don't see anything about Nick Cannon, but it does talk about it being on like BET at towards the end of the year is when they aired this award, a show. So
I don't remember it. Like,
I don't either. But I mean, so here you go. You got it thrown in there with other holiday stuff. I mean, for all I know, I don't know.
yeah.
And then also too, is it just on BET Plus? I mean, is it just streaming now?
Yeah.
You know, so
Nah, if it's on BET Plus, ain't nobody seeing that.
right.
I ain't gonna hold you.
So
Ain't nobody seeing that. And I like BET Plus.
yeah,
we have
yeah,
some
yeah.
dope movies on there too.
So But to bring it back around, man, I'm with you. Obviously, it's a situation where she just ain't the right complexion. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And it's just crazy to me because Beyonce, like, all around is just talented, as far as her performances.
Yes.
It's like a whole show. It's not just her just up there singing and playing an instrument.
She's a perfectionist.
Yeah, and she is. So, I mean, I don't know. So, I mean.
And she got that fan base that would destroy you if the Beehive, they would really come for you.
True. And there's a reason why I mentioned the Super Bowl. And the reason why I mentioned it was because, Jay-Z is a part of, of the NFL committee where he, helps with the acts each year,
Yes.
So he's the one that got Usher onto this year's Super Bowl. So.
Shout outs to Usher.
Absolutely. So, like, with him doing that, would that bring a lot of attention and maybe some changes will be made next year to what maybe let's look at her a little bit deeper and like, okay, you know what, maybe she does deserve one. You know what I mean? Or do you think it is?
Nah.
You don't think it'll change nothing?
Nah, it ain't gonna change nothing, man. They might have rubbed somebody the wrong way, or they might not like their independence, or they might not just like the stuff that they talk about because they're not speaking for maybe behind closed doors. I know they definitely rubbing shoulders with those elites and stuff like that, but openly they're not speaking out for that. So if y'all know what I'm talking about.